I need some help. I'm looking in my Scottish line from Dunnet, Scotland, up in the northern tip of Scotland, and I can't find any records prior to 1751. So I'm going to ask Claude AI to help me. I have a $20 per month subscription to Claude, and I use him every day. I talk to him every day. Let's see what he can do to help me with where I might be able to find some parish records prior to 1751, or any kind of records, land records maybe, whatever it might be. Maybe he can tell me where to search for them and what I might be able to find. Let's see. Okay, so now we have Claude up here, and it recognizes me, and we're going to ask him a question about the parish records in Dunnet. When does the first parish records begin for, I know it's called Kirk Legion in Dunnet, Scotland? Let's see how he thinks. He's thinking, let's search for the information. Oh, it's session, not lesion. That's good to know. The old parish records, the earliest baptismal records begin 1727, marriage records 1740, burial records cover a narrow window, only 5 years. However, FamilySearch wiki notes that entries are irregular, particularly between 1768 and 1852. Okay, and there's also registers on old parish records, OPR, covering 51 to 56. As for Kirk Session records specifically, there are no known pre-1855 non-conformist records of Dunnet, though the Church of Scotland Kirk Session minutes may exist at the National Records of Scotland. Well, that's interesting. Catalogued under CH2. The oldscottish.com site for Dunnet notes they don't currently have Kirk Session lookups available for the parish. So the short answer, 1727 for baptisms, is the earliest surviving parish record for Dunnet. Well, where are possible locations for the Dunnet parish records prior to 1700? Lost parish records. The Church of Dunnet is on record between 1200 and 1245, so it goes back really far. There are many pre-16th century gravestones in the churchyard, so the parish is ancient, but record keeping in remote northern Scotland was notoriously sporadic. Many parishes in Caithness simply didn't begin keeping registers until 1700. It wasn't that registers were kept, they were never created in the first place. Possible locations. Oh, this is good. National Records of Scotland in Edinburgh. This is the mother lode. Specifically, look for Caithness Commissary Court Records, Wills and Testaments. Oh, those go back pretty far. church session minutes. Even here, even where baptism registers don't survive, Kirk session minutes sometimes contain names. Good. Kind of like what we found with parish, the pew rentals records. That was pretty cool. And Scotland's People Online. Okay. So I could find that out. Episcopal Church records, a history of Episcopal churches in Caithness. Contains detailed extract of Kurt sessions. Okay, that looks like a book. Highland Archive Center in Wick. Okay, Wick is not too far away. Estate and landowner records. The Trail family of Rotter. And their estate papers, rentals, tax. Could name tenants back as 1600. These may be at the National Records Scotland or in private collections. Okay, that's good to know. Commissary Court of Edinburgh. Court records going back to 1500. Monumental inscriptions. Caithness Monumental Inscriptions pre-1855. Edited by Cowper. Oh, that's a name I've seen before. And Ross. Published by the Scottish Genealogical Society. Include Dunnet Churchyard. Given those pre-16th century gravestones, this could push you back. And Timothy Pont Connection. Maps and papers. Okay. Bottom line is that Dunnet before 1700, you're essentially working with surrogate records rather than parish registers. That's okay if you can find some information about them. Commissary Courts, 1622 Episcopal Church extract from 1650, probably your best bets. See? Now, isn't that great? I got all this information from Claude by asking a few questions. And I have some hope. Instead of no hope at all, I have places to look. When I go to Scotland next year, look, there's places I can go to in Edinburgh. And before I go, I can look online and I can find these other church records. So I can possibly find something. In addition to the pew rental records, the film that I found today, that'll help me with, like, I think it started 1787 or 1786. So that won't help me push it back before 1700, but that's great. So this cost me, Claude cost me $20 a month. And I got all this information. It would have taken me maybe years to find this out, years of education. And Claude did it in, less than 1 minute for each question. That's how valuable AI can be in helping you find your church history, and especially if you're stuck at, like, this point back here. If you're stuck back here, like me, and there's lots of blanks, and there's Mrs. George, and there's like Mrs. John Spence, and Mrs. George Sutherland, and Mrs. George Allan, I have nothing beyond that. I would like to extend that out 2 or 3 generations, at least to 1600. That would be a worthy goal. So, well, thank you. And that finishes our lesson about looking at the end of the line and using AI to help us possibly find some hints about who these people are. Wow. Can you imagine how fast Claude is? Like I said, Claude cost me approximately 10 to 15 cents to be able to ask him these questions about parish records in Dunnet, Scotland. That is very inexpensive. That's why I use Claude AI as my assistant in doing family history research. And you can do it too. It's not very expensive at all, and it's very simple. So I've learned that Claude AI can help me a lot, and I'm also going to do a video about FamilySearch's AI assistant. You see, I'm trying to find these end-of-the-line people, the roadblocks in my family history, and extend my lines even further. And I can only do this if I have some special help. You see, my Calder family history and my Allan and Sutherland lines have been at this stage for decades, and nobody's been able to extend them. Why? Because there's no records. And if I find the correct parish records, I'm sure I'll find the marriages or a pretty good idea of who was married to who, and then I'll be able to extend the line back 1, 2, or 3 generations. That's what I'm looking for.